Are you looking to purchase a new home in 2025 but are a little deflated based on interest rates, competition, things like that? Well, have you considered new construction?
We've got a few neighborhoods in this area that are offering great incentives for seller credit closing costs and some really low interest rates if you use their preferred mortgage lender. So we're going to get into these few neighborhoods to show you what options that you have to win.
All right, so the first neighborhood we're going to jump into is built by D.R. Horton. It's Bryson Park. We're in the north part of Davidson County. So if you're looking at Oak Grove schools, things like that, it's definitely one to consider. And we want to go ahead and mention this before we get too far into anything, that a lot of these deals are with these builders in different communities as well. We've just pulled these neighborhoods for examples.
Yeah, so D.R. Horton is going to have the same kind of deal for most of their neighborhoods that they're building around the Triad here. Yeah.
And another caveat on that sometimes is that if you're doing let's call it a custom, you're going to build it from the ground up, these don't always apply. Sometimes these are for inventory only homes.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So what have we got if we're looking over Bryson Park? What have we got right now?
It's going to be a master plan community. So you're going to have a pool, you're going to have a clubhouse, a pond there as well. And you're 20 minutes from downtown Winston-Salem?
Yeah, about 20 minutes. It's going to be a fairly large community. I believe we're looking at 500 plus homes in there. And then as far as incentives, we're looking at $10,000 in seller credits. That's what the builder is going to give you towards interest rate buy downs, towards upgrades in your home, however you like to use it, towards your down payment.
You
can use it.
Closing costs. Yeah.
Closing costs. You can use that however you like. And they also, in a lot of their communities right now, are offering special financing incentives outside of that, where you can lock in either a 499 or a 599 30-year fixed rate mortgage.
Yeah, which is a lot better than the sixes that we're working with here on a regular basis.
Yeah, sitting here in May of 25, we're still looking at plus or minus 6.75 most of the time.
Yeah.
And if you don't understand how interest rates really affect your monthly payment, 1% in your interest rate, i.e. like 5% versus 6%, is about 10% on your monthly payment for a 30-year fixed. So that's
adds up quick.
Yeah, that's a big incentive right there.
Yeah.
Like we mentioned Oak Grove schools, so that's where a lot of people want to be if they're here in Davidson County.
Yeah.
Davidson County tax structure, much lower than, say, Forsyth or Guilford. So something to consider if you're looking at North Davidson, you maybe want to be outside city limits for Winston-Salem. It's a potential landing spot for you.
Check out Bryson Park.
Yep. And as we mentioned, this applies to most D.R. Horton communities, which they are building all over the place right now.
Everywhere.
Their goal,
I've sold 2 this year already.
Yeah. Their goal in 2024 was to build 3,000 homes in the Triad. And based on all the neighborhoods we're seeing pop up, I'm going to say they hit that mark.
Yeah, I think they're doing well.
So that is one to consider. Just hold on with us, and we're going to jump into another neighborhood in Winston-Salem.
All right, so this next neighborhood that we're going to talk about is Haynes Lake by Mungo Homes. Now, Mungo, it's not a national home builder like D.R. Horton. It's more regional. But Haynes Lake, it's the northern part of Winston. You're almost in Pofftown, but you're just a few minutes from Wake Forest. It's going to have a 26-acre lake there. It has a 26-acre lake there. For kayaking, for paddling, for fishing. And these homes are going anywhere from $350 to $550. Now, if you do want that premium spot by the lake, you can go a little bit higher than that $550.
So Mungo, if you're here locally, you've been here for a while, you probably remember him as Sugared Homes. Sugared Homes was purchased by Mungo probably about 5 years ago or so. And they stuck with that Sugared branding there for a while, and now they've transitioned over to Mungo Homes. So this neighborhood, as he mentioned, is going to be a large master plan community, lake, walking trails, pool, clubhouse, community playground. So you name it, on and on. One of the knocks that we have sometimes here in the Triad is that we don't have a lot of master plan communities with the amenities. So this is sort of filling that gap there. You're going to be near Pofftown, so you're going to have Reagan High School, Louisville, Vienna, things in that nature. Now, that can change. So that is of May 2025, right? The district is looking at potentially doing some redistricting taking effect in 26, 27. So keep that in mind. Reach out to us if you need more information on it. But as far as the incentives go here,
the incentives,
they're pretty enticing.
Yeah.
So up to $18,500 of what they call Mungo money if you use their preferred lender, which is Silverton Mortgage. They are not doing the 4.99, 5.99 locked rate like some of the other builders are doing.
But with that 18.5, you can buy down that interest rate.
Right. You can.
One of the many things you can do with that money.
Use it for your closing costs, buy down the rate, use it for extras that you want in the home. So there's lots of different ways to apply that. And it's going to take something that may have been, ooh, I don't really love that payment. If you go ahead and use it towards different things, it might make it a little bit more palatable for you.
Absolutely.
And it really is a beautiful neighborhood. Like I said, Pofftown has been an area that people really enjoy anyway.
It's growing.
And we're kind of right near there. If you're not from the area, you might say
Pofftown.
It's Pofftown. And if you're somebody like yourself who's a big Wake fan, it's only a few minutes down the road from that. You're less than 10 minutes to Wake Forest University. So if you want to get in and out, check out basketball, football games, things like that.
Go to all the ball games.
Yep.
It's a good spot.
Yep. So something to keep on your radar right there is going to be Mungo Homes community. You got everything you need right there. Haynes Lake, check it out.
All right.
And we're going to go on to our final community to highlight some incentives here in just a moment. But remember, this is not just for Haynes Lake. This is a lot of Mungo's community, so keep that in mind.
Yeah.
All right, so for our final community, we're headed west of Winston-Salem out to Mocksville. It's about a 20, 25 minute drive to get to downtown.
Right, not too bad.
Which I know that sounds kind of familiar. A lot of things here tend to be 15, 20, 25 minutes away.
Yeah.
But it's hard to get more than 30 minutes away. You really got to be taking a hike at that point.
Yeah, Winston's just central, is convenient for everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're heading to Mocksville with Nelson's Creek by Meritage.
Yeah. Meritage Homes, and this is going to be a neighborhood that's starting in the mid to low threes. They are going to have some nature trails throughout there.
Yep.
There's going to be a pool. There's going to be a clubhouse.
Resort-like feel.
Yep. And, they're somewhat of a new player to the Triad.
Right. They're in Raleigh and Charlotte, and they're stepping into the Triad area here.
Yeah, so they've been in some larger metros. Now they're, now that the secret's out about Winston, you guys are watching online. The builders are too. So they want to get a piece of Winston-Salem.
And they're doing a good job with their incentives to get a piece of that action.
Right. So they are offering at the moment, again, as of May 2025, up to $20,000 in incentives for this neighborhood. And a potential of a 4.99% fixed rate 30-year mortgage with the use of the preferred lender.
The double whammy.
Yeah,
it's significant savings for buyers of that community.
Correct. And they're doing this, right, because they're new to the area. They want to go ahead and get themselves established. So they're offering something that somebody else who's been here for a while might say, you're nuts. Like you are. Like that's insane.
Right. Yeah.
But for you as the consumer, it may not matter as much to you. You don't care who's nuts.
Right.
Just show me the money.
Right.
Jerry Maguire. Show me the money. So, and Mocksville has been a very quickly growing area, along with Advance, Bermuda Run, just outside the city here to the west, because much of the good land inside city limits and that, it's been gone.
Yeah.
It's been gone for a while now. So if you want to get some nice flat land that's all going to perk for if you're doing septic, if you're not, that you can run sewer in that too.
Right.
And that land's still available if you push outside the city limits.
Right.
Which, if you've heard us talk about any of these communities here today, most of them are on the fringe of Winston-Salem or just outside. But that should be something to consider here for yourself as well.
I mean, 20 grand and 4.99 interest rates. That's killer.
So we're not pushing any one of these three builders. It's obviously going to depend on what you're looking for and what you're comfortable with and what sort of lifestyle you're looking for.
Correct.
But if you have been a little bit, let's say, pushed on your budget, feeling the economy a little bit right now, but you still need to get into something and you would like it to be a newer construction, this is something that should definitely be on your radar. Because the full custom builders, they're not offering
this.
Yeah.
And the good thing about the new construction is with these DR Hortons, these Mungo, the Meritage, they offer that 1-year warranty where they're gonna come in and fix anything that you find in that house for the first year, pretty much.
Yep. So we like to say the first year is kind of like think about a car, bumper to bumper. That's required in the state of North Carolina.
Right.
And quite a few new home builders as well are going to do 10-year structural warranties for any major defects. They hire that out through a third party. But that is something that could give you a little bit more peace of mind as well.
Absolutely.
So that's where we're going to leave you today. Appreciate you joining us. If you have any more questions about new construction, about resale homes, about the Triad in general,
incentives, what you can get, let us know.
We're here for you. Give me a call, 336-582-9210 or Joel at sandmanrealtync.com.
And I'm 336-689-5677, Fletcher at sandmanrealtync.com.
Take care, guys.
Bye.